about 10 minutes, David Benavidez, the David Benavidez versus, how do you say it? Is it Kyrone or Kyrone Davis and Jose Benavídez versus a Francisco Torres? They're having their press conference. You know, their cards are going to be this Saturday on regular Showtime Championship Boxing. T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. Take your time out. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe. We are back full time. Like actually full time. We're going to be doing between this channel and my other channel that's now fully partnered with YouTube and monetized, T-Street Uncut. We're going to be doing streams 6 days a week. Isn't that crazy? I put out 5 videos today, mostly because I was behind. And I'm still behind. Still got a ton of videos to do, but not today. This is probably going to be the last one for today. So here's the card. Right here for you. Oh, my bad. David Benavidez versus Davis. Jose Benavidez versus Francisco Emanuel Torres. Which one of these opens up the card, though? Is it Rock Dodler? Mithril versus Ladarius Miller? Does that open up the card? I don't know. I'll put the information down below in the description box. If you don't know, David Benavidez, if he wins, he'll be the WBC and IBF 168-pound mandatory for Canelo Alvarez, who just became undisputed, winning all 4, well, if you include the ring, 5 major titles: WBC, IBF, WBA Super, WBO, and Ring Magazine after defeating Caleb Plant this last week. And me personally, I don't know what it is, or, you know, as I said in the previous video, I was never high on Caleb Plant. You know, he's a good fighter, but not unified champion good. Yeah, with some, you know, some maneuvering of some matchmaking, you can find him a title like PBC did with Jose Uzcátegui. I was never high on him as well. So I cover boxing and have been covering boxing for a good 10 years on YouTube, really about 7 years consistently, on and off, I guess. But basically, when I really said, all right, I'm going to start focusing on boxing on YouTube, it was about 7 or so years ago. So I've been seeing all these guys. I watched the Matvey Korobov versus Jose Uzcátegui. I watched Andre Dirrell versus Arthur Abraham and all those fights in the World Boxing, not the World Boxing Super Series, the Super 6 tournament. Was it Andre Dirrell or Mikhail Kessler? I think it was Mikhail Kessler or Abraham. I don't know, my memory's shit. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is I never took to Jose Uzcátegui as being a boogeyman. I don't know where that came from. You know, usually a lot of times from people who don't really watch boxing. You know, or watch it and cover it consistently, because when he beat Andre Dirrell, I was like, oh, okay, all right. You know, nice solid win. But I wasn't like, oh man, he beat Andre Dirrell. Ain't nobody gonna want to fight him. He's the boogeyman. Not me. Watch too much boxing, mate. So in about 7 minutes or so, give or take, they sometimes start a little late, you're gonna have David Benavidez and Kyrone Davis. They're gonna be having their press conference. They fight this Saturday on Showtime. We're also going to be here tomorrow for the weigh-in. Let's hope David Benavidez makes weight and doesn't fail a drug test for cocaine. You know, he lost his belt twice without even being in the ring. That's some crazy shit right there. Once for cocaine, quote unquote, Caleb Plant. He's got to keep his nose clean, them sweet nose clams. The second time he lost it because of weight. And basically, you know, his reason or excuse was that he didn't have the proper whatever thingamajigers he needed that he would normally use, or, you know, methods to cut weight during fight week, because he fought in the bubble. And Adrian Broner also brought up some concerns about the PBC bubble in the past. But hey, it is what it is. You know, fans are not trying to hear shit about you not making weight. Yeah, I was never high on Uzcátegui. And also, by the way, let's see where we at. Jose Benavidez returns after a 3-year layoff, 27-1 with 18 KOs. Literally, wow, 37-month layoff. He fought Terrence Crawford in a very good fight. I really enjoyed that fight. But let's face it, he got shot in the leg and really hasn't been the same since. This kid Benavidez was raising a lot of hell in sparring in gyms, years back before he got shot in the hand. And I believe, did he get shot in the knee or in the leg? Whatever, seems horrible. But anyway, he's back. He's fighting Francisco Emanuel Torres. Who's this guy? I would imagine he's a soft touch, yep. 17-3 with 5 KOs. Super soft touch from Argentina. The Argentine. But then again, what we learned about these Argentines, you never know. They be coming to fight. So I'm not going to shit on this dude too much. This dude probably going to come out there and, put on a damn show. But anyway, how have you guys been? I personally, I've been kind of torn the last several days because I don't know what fight I want more. Do I want to see Canelo versus Charlo or Canelo versus Benavidez? I'm like, because Canelo's returning in May, and he's going to fight one of those two, I believe. He went on the Brian Custer podcast. He said that he wanted Charlo, but Benavidez is the mandatory. And when Canelo returns, he's returning in May, Cinco de Mayo. So why not, another Mexican? You see what I'm saying? I mean, Canelo's going to sell anyway. But, David Benavidez is a big dude. Put it this way. I think that they will both lose to Canelo, meaning Charlo and David Benavidez. But I give David Benavidez the better chance because he's not going to go in there fighting on the back foot to try to outbox Canelo. He's going to, be a come-forward fighter. But he can, that big, tall frame, he can eat a lot of body shots. Now, Charlo is probably going to go out there to try to outbox Canelo, and I just think that's going to be no good. And he will be moving up, even though he's a big dude, he will be moving up from 160 to 168, So I'm kind of torn on which one that I would want next. But to me, Canelo's the number one 168 pounder. Here, let me put up the rankings here so we can talk a little bit more about it. By the way, take your time out. I'm not doing this for my health. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't. We lost a lot of momentum. I was suspended from YouTube for pretty much almost 2 weeks because of a video I did two years ago. But they came back to get me. With a community guideline strike. So that was pretty whack. And I got suspended during a pretty lucrative week in boxing with UFC 268, which I could have, did a crazy amount of views. And then the Canelo versus Plant card. So not only did I lose, probably about, give or take about, $2,000-$3,000, which is whack. Lost a shitload of subscribers. Could have probably made it to 80,000. But it is what it is. I got a chance to chill, rebuild some things. Relax, hang out with my kid. Yeah, I think, here's the thing. Canelo fights in May. Whoever he fights with is Charlo or Benavidez. The other fighter should be on the undercard as the co-feature. That makes sense. In my opinion, Canelo versus Plant, put it this way. Benavidez versus Uzcátegui was already made before Canelo versus Plant. So they couldn't just scrap that and put David Benavidez on the undercard of Canelo versus Plant. Also, with the guaranteed money that Canelo was supposed to make, 40 million plus, and Caleb Plant 10 million plus, it wasn't enough money to go around. You see what I'm saying? So, that's why the undercard was so trash. Like, there wasn't enough money to go around. And according to Steven Espinoza's interview with Fight Hype, they needed 500,000 pay-per-view buys to break even. Now, from what I'm hearing and what's going around, the small rumors, the light rumors are that the fight's going to do around 500,000 pay-per-view buys, break even. Now, understand, they don't want to break even. You may hear 500,000 pay-per-view buys, 550, but in the grand scheme, for them, it's a failure. But making your money back doesn't mean you're putting on a good event, especially when the broadcaster has to take such a big chunk. But anyway, I'm sick of talking about the pay-per-view mumbo jumbo. overall in this landscape with all the streaming and everything going on and competing with UFC 268, I think 500,000 pay-per-view buys is a good number. Now, that wasn't Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant that ain't him bringing in those numbers. And I'm really interested in what Caleb Plant's going to do, because there's a trend, especially, they get real triggered. They get sand in their vaginas when I talk about it. But especially with PBC fighters, they go on they get their big payday. And did you notice, like, without injury or anything, they go on long layoffs? But other people will be like, no, well, that happens to other fighters too. Nah. But for real, and I'd be like, yeah, he had this big fight. He gonna go on a layoff. Not all, of course, but look at Danny Garcia, big fight, layoff. Keith Thurman's been fucking 3 years. He ain't injured or nothing. Layoff. Adrian Broner, he had the Pacquiao fight, layoff. Had a comeback fight, another layoff. Like, Wilder, I mean, okay, I understand COVID or whatever, but layoff. Caleb Plant, I think, is going to go on a layoff. Him and Jordan Plant are probably going to have a baby, go on a layoff. We've made all that money. So it's really hard to really see him come back in April or May. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Caleb Plant until this time, 2022. I wouldn't be surprised. That money changed you, bro. And you got to think, he made that money off of babysitting a belt. Like, that, I really didn't like that. And, you can see that, I hope Charlo is not doing the same thing. Because whoever Canelo picks next, I don't want to see a bullshit fight. Say, for example, if Canelo picks David Benavidez next to fight in May, if David Benavidez wins on Saturday night. I don't want to see Charlo taking a fucking break until next September or some bullshit, or maneuvering, or dropping his belt to try to fight Canelo. I don't like that shit, man. I understand it's about the money and the payday, but that's some bullshit to me, man. I do not like that. I do not like that. Yeah, I've on the record multiple times said that I would have David Benavidez beating Caleb Plant. I think David Benavidez can, before Canelo beat him, I think David Benavidez could beat Caleb Plant. My personal opinion, though, man. My personal opinion. Also, I'm pretty kind of upset about these pay-per-views. I understand, that I get the money back and all that type of stuff, but I like to be a voice of the people, you, and your voices shall be heard. I'm the beacon, I'm your voice. So it's like, bro, we had Fury versus Wilder 3 in October, Canelo versus Plant last week, in a couple of weeks exclusively on ESPN Plus, we got Crawford versus Porter. December the 5th, a Sunday, by the way, a school night. You got Tank Davis versus Isaac Cruz. Very good undercard, though. Sebastian Fedor versus Sergio Garcia in a WBC title eliminator. I thought that Lubin was the mandatory. You got Sergey Derevyanchenko versus Carlos Adames. That's going to be a really good fight. And then you have the card opening up with, Lord knows I forgot, but Miguel Mariaga. Eduardo Ramirez versus Miguel Mariaga. But that's going to be $80. And then you got that Jake Paul pay-per-view. That's going to be about 50 or so. But still, they are whooping our asses with those pay-per-views. And frankly, we got to blame Al Heyman. Because he made this pay scale for these fighters that being on regular Showtime can't compensate their purses. Being on free TV Fox can't compensate their purses. So now, these guys got to be on pay-per-view. I'm sure he didn't want these guys to be on pay-per-view, but this is the system he built. And by the way, PBC has been having a really, really rough year. Rough couple years, even before the pandemic, with a lot of their big name guys losing, or a lot of guys that they had a lot of momentum behind. Guys like Andy Ruiz losing, going to losing the belts by being fat, and I'm fat too, losing the belts by being fat to Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia. Adam Konoski getting beat up now twice by Robert Helenius. Luis Ortiz, where the hell is he at? Who else? Julian J. Rock Williams having that upset defeat. Charlo going life and death with Castano. People saying he got exposed. Deontay Wilder now losing two brutal fights to Tyson Fury. Danny Garcia is talking about moving to 154 after losing to Errol Spence. Do you believe in Danny Garcia at 154? I don't. Keith Thurman, God knows where he is. Adrian Broner got a gift in his last fight. Sean Porter could very well lose to, not writing him off yet, could very well lose to Terrence Crawford. And the list goes on. Who else am I missing? So if whoever Canelo fights in May, that's another scalp that's going to be lost of PBCs. Leo Santa Cruz is God knows where. He's probably still asleep. Gary Russell, he's talking about coming back in January. Remember, I was at Gary Russell's last fight in Reading, PA, of all places. That was fucking 2 years ago, mate. Danny Jacobs did have something in the pipeline. He was good. He's targeting Joe Smith, but he's not a PBC fighter. PBC's been having a real rough year. And then Errol Spence, no fault of his own, the car accident, and then the eye thing. Your Dennis Ugas got to fight Stanionis. Then if he wins that, he's got to fight Butayev. He is hot. He is pissed. Your Dennis Ugas is pissed, bro. So they've been having like real rough year. And you know what? It shows that once they start fighting top level competition, like they start losing. Like, bro, it's clear as day. I'm not making this shit up. We're watching the motherfucking fights. But I like David Benavidez though. And I give him a chance against Canelo. Not saying he's going to win, but it'll be a different style that Canelo was seeing. He's not going to be out there on the back foot trying to box Canelo. He's going to try to walk Canelo down. You know, and he's huge. Now, as I said earlier, Jamal Charlo probably going to go out there and try to box and get beat up. You know, you saw Caleb Plant trying to fucking box Canelo. I knew from round one, and I just watched the fight in full for the first time today. I knew from round one, it's like, bro, like this ain't going to work, that pity pat jab shit. Didn't you learn from Iris Lindy Lara? This ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. You think Caleb boxes circles around David Benavidez? Okay, that's your opinion. This is America. You're entitled to it. Well, I don't think so. I think David Benavidez will beat Caleb Plant up, my personal opinion. I think Charlo would beat Caleb Plant up. Boy, good thing Caleb Plant's not a black man. Oh, wait, is he? The way he's been being treated? Because they be like, oh, you're always hating on the black fighters. So where's all the people saying I'm always hating on the white fighters, huh? Where's that at? Huh? Huh? Hate. Yeah, both of them, both Benavidez and Canelo got fast inside combos. It'll be a great fight. We're still waiting for this press conference to start here. As I said, they normally don't start on time. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, teach through controversy with Fight View 360. Also, there's another press conference going on. I think we should go check in. Let me go see real quick if the Gabriel Rosado, Jaime Munguia press conference is on. Because they're fighting this weekend too. It's a pretty busy weekend. With Terry Harper versus Alicia Bumgarner. Barry Galahad versus Kiko Martinez, whatever the hell they keep pulling him from. No joke, seriously. I covered Kiko Martinez's last two fights. If I didn't, I watched them. One of them I paid for on Fight.tv. It was Sergio Martinez as the main event. Then you got the Gabriel Rosado card that we talked about versus Jaime Munguia. He's a live dog. Pretty busy. And then, of course, we got this card right here. I put all the information down below in the description box. It's going to be David Benavidez versus Kyrone Davis. And then you're going to have Jose Benavídez returning after a 37-month layoff to take on a very soft touch, a delicate touch from Argentina, the Argentine, Francisco Emanuel Torres. So after a 3-year layoff, it's like, all right, bro, I'm going to let you get your soft touch. I'm not going to give you no shit. But if he get fucked up in there, then you know me, I'm going to be on here like, damn, he got fucked up, yo, by that Argentine. So, yeah, let's see if this other press conference is on real quick. Feels good to be back, though, man. Feels good to be back. Feel good to be back. Man, they really gonna make me watch this shit on their Golden Boy Fight Night Facebook page? It's some bullshit. I do want to see Canelo versus Artur Beterbiev, though. That dude hits hard. You know, now he can be dropped, but that dude hits hard. That'd be a really good fight. I want to see him test that S on his chest, like really fight a full-fledged, in his prime, light heavyweight, not a fucking drunkard, woman beater, dog kicker, Sergey Kovalev. No good, low-down woman beater. Complete lowdown. Punching women in the neck. What was wrong with Sergey Kovalev? But he was winning the fight. He was winning the fight also. How did you guys score Canelo versus Plant? I gave Caleb Plant 2 rounds. You know, generously 3, but 2 rounds. I was seeing a lot of people, you know, really on some shit that Caleb Plant was outboxing Canelo. Where? What? Huh? What? Y'all must have been watching it on one of those Nigerian streams where it's all blurry and shit. Yes, Benavidez is very soft to the body, but we never really seen him hurt. We never seen him hurt. You know, so that's something, just something to pay attention to. By the way, this press conference is taking fucking forever to start. But I don't got shit to do. Not like I got any sex lined up or anything. Oh, a pig. Oh, they're about to start. Ah, yeah, they're about to start. That's it right there. Yeah, they're about to start. I got to make some phone calls. You bought the Canelo fight? Good for you. Good for you. You should. You should. So yeah, I'll be back. Give me a minute. I'll be back. The press conference is starting momentarily. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll be back. As soon as they start, we're starting. That's it in the background. All right, yeah, we're back. All right, my bad. So yeah, but waiting for the press conference to start here. As soon as they start, I'm gonna shut up, go do some things in the background. So once again, I put the information to the card down below in the description box for this weekend Showtime card. Here it is right here. Jesus, why's that right there? Get out of here. There you go. You got David Benavidez versus Kyrone Davis. Jose Benavidez versus Francisco Emanuel Torres. Rock Dodler Mithil versus Ladarius Miller. Move that out the way too. Put that over there. And yeah, the rest are prelims fights that are not going to be televised. Also, other news. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, who hasn't done shit since leaving Top Rank, is going to be taking on a Yunieski Gonzalez. He was somewhat of a big name, not big name, but significant name in the light heavyweight division a few years ago, 3-4 years ago. What date is that going to be on? Dimitri Bivol is supposed to be returning soon. What date is that supposed to be on? Oh, wait, they're here. They're here. All right, time to start. Hold up, man. Let me wait because, you know, I don't want to get my ass copyrighted. Sometimes they get real triggered over their promotional issue. Like, for example, Top Rank now is not allowing people, media to stream or record the Zoom calls. It's like, bro, stop being stingy. Shit. All right, we're here. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe.
Certainly want to welcome you to the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix. I'm Brian Custer, the host of Showtime Championship Boxing. And you know, Showtime Championship Boxing has been on an unprecedented run of delivering fight fans what they want. High stakes, meaningful fights. And this coming Saturday, that run continues. November 13th, Showtime Championship Boxing is bringing you a homecoming showcase for the Benavidez brothers. The two-time super middleweight champion, David Benavidez, will be taking on Kyrone Davis in the main event. And it will also see the return of Jose Benavídez Jr. after 3 years of being away from the ring. He makes his return, taking on Francisco Emanuel Torres. 2 fights here from the Footprint Center, and it all goes down 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time.
That's not on my end.
7 o'clock your local Mountain Time. But the broadcast begins with a special re-airing of that historic super middleweight undisputed showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant that went down last Saturday in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where Canelo Alvarez.
Here, let me see if I can fix this clipping.
Undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. And
hold on, let me see if I can fix this. Give me 1 minute here. Make sure it's not on my end.
Of that historic super middleweight undisputed showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant that went down last Saturday in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, where Canelo Alvarez became the first undisputed super middleweight champion of the world and just the 6th male to become an undisputed champion in this 4-belt era. That will begin the broadcast, and then we have 2 fights here from the Footprint Center. Of course, this event is being promoted by Sampson's Boxing, TGB Promotions, and tickets are available. You can get them at Ticketmaster.com. Before I talk to the fighters about the fight, let me bring up a man who brought both of these young men into boxing, got them into the sport. He's their father, he's their trainer, Jose Benavídez Sr.
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for giving me these two wonderful sons that I'm very proud of their accomplishments, of what they've done here, and to represent Arizona. And I want to thank the media. I want to thank Showtime, Al Heyman, Luis de Cubas, Sampson, our promoter, my team. And I want to thank you, the fans, also for all the support. And we're here to represent and fight for Arizona on Saturday. You will see a really exciting fight. These two guys are going to leave their hearts inside the ring, and I can't wait for that day to happen. Also, I want to really thank my wife, Daisy, for giving me all the support and understanding for me to do what I love to do. Thank you.
Some people may have forgotten, but Phoenix, Arizona was a great boxing town. And these young men are certainly reviving that, and especially with all the success that David has had, and obviously Jose as well. And they're looking to put Phoenix back on the map when it comes to a hotbed of boxing. So let's talk about the fights here. And let's start with the first fight that you will see here live from the Footprint Center. You're going to see Jose Benavídez Jr., 27-1, 14 knockouts, taking on Francisco Torres, 17-3, 5 knockouts. If we would, Francisco, just opening statement for the media and let them know what they should expect on Saturday.
That clipping is not on my end, that's on their end.
Sí, lo que crees que la gente debería esperar cuando te vean pelear este sábado por la noche.
Hola, antes que nada, muchas gracias por la oportunidad, muchas gracias a la ciudad, a Sampson, a PBC y a Showtime.
First of all, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you PBC, thank you to the promotion, thank you to Showtime for having me here, and I'm looking forward to Saturday night. Go on, Francisco.
Bueno, yo creo que va a ser una pelea muy interesante en cuanto a los estilos que tenemos cada uno. Realmente estoy muy emocionado de estar acá. Es un sueño desde chico cuando uno comenzó. Y es la oportunidad de mi vida, digamos. No tengo que dejarla pasar.
This is the biggest opportunity of my life. I can't pass it up because this kind of stage is what I've dreamed of ever since I was a kid. To be here is a dream come true, and I don't plan to let this opportunity pass me by.
Yeah, let me see something real quick.
Thank you, Jose. All right, Francisco, let's go to Jose.
The biggest opportunity of my life. I can't pass it up because this kind of stage is what I've dreamed of ever since I was a kid. To be here is a dream come true, and I don't plan to let this opportunity pass me by.
Thank you, Jose. All right, Francisco, let's go to Jose, if you would. Opening statement to the media.
Well, first off, I want to thank everyone out here, thank God for, giving us opportunity to be here, giving us life. Thank my team, my dad, my brother, my sponsors, Al Heyman, Luis de Cuba, everyone that's been out here supporting, It's been I've had a great training camp, I know I've been out for a few years now, but I never stopped loving boxing, and if anything, I love it more. And you guys are going to see a whole different animal come November 13th, Saturday, because I'm coming with bombs, and I'm taking this guy out. So he better be ready. He better be ready, because I'm hungry, and I'm ready to eat.
Folks, that's first fight of the night that you're going to see here at the Footprint Center. And then we'll get to the main event. Kyrone shut it down Davis, 16-2 and 1. He's got 6 knockouts. And he's taking on David El Bandera Roja Benavidez, 2-time super middleweight champion, 24-0. 21 of those victories have come by knockout. In fact, 5 straight here lately. He also had a 10 knockout streak that went from 2015 to 2017. David, if you would, give us an opening statement.
I just want to thank all the fans here that are supporting me today. Also like to thank my team, my father, Jose Benavídez, Al Heyman, Luis de Cuba, Sampson, Lukowicz. And I've had a tremendous training camp this time around. The fight got pushed back a couple times. First time with me with COVID, and then I thought I was going to push back again because Uzcátegui came out positive for steroids. But hats off to Kyrone Davis. He stepped up to the plate, accepted the fight. But I've been on a 5-fight knockout streak since I came back from my suspension, and I don't plan on having that stop. I'm working extremely hard, and the fans want to see a knockout, so that's what I'm gonna give them come Saturday. So don't miss out. It's gonna be a great fight, and I'm very excited to have the fans back in attendance. I've been fighting in the bubble for my last 2 fights, so the energy is gonna be crazy, man. I just can't wait to get in there and give the fans a good show.
All right, let's get to the fights. Let's start with Francisco. Let's start with Jose. Francisco, I'll start with you. You just heard Jose say, I'm coming to throw bombs and take you out. What's your response to that?
Bueno, Francisco, empezamos con vos. Primero que nada, escuchaste a José, lo que él dijo, de que él va a venir a noquearte, que va a tirar bombazos. ¿Qué te genera ese comentario y qué tenés para responder?
Bueno, él puede decir lo que quiera, otra cosa que se dé así. Porque uno puede hablar, pero una cosa es hablar y otra cosa es hacerlo.
Well, you know what? It may or may not turn out that way, but one thing is for sure. You can say whatever you want, but another thing is to show it.
Jose, it has been a little bit over 3 years since we last seen you in the ring. Tell us why this version of Jose Benavidez is, let's say, better than the last version we saw.
I learned a lot from my last fight. I fought the best of the best. I lost, and you learn from your losses. And I just took some time off to spend with my family, enjoy the holidays, enjoy Thanksgiving. Christmas that I wasn't able to enjoy. But I just came back. I'm a different animal, more mature. I feel like I'm stronger, and I'm ready. And it's funny that he says that people could say stuff, about what I say, I do. And you better not be running in the ring Saturday night because I'm ready. And you better be ready to take those body shots because I'm gonna break your ribs.
Oh,
You ready?
shit. Dark circles in the eyes and all.
Francisco, so he says he's going to break your ribs, no running, but you've been more active than he has. I mean, you've been very active this year. How much of an advantage is that for you?
Bueno, Francisco, ahora lo que dijo José es que te va a romper las costillas y que no va a correr, se te va a plantar bien enfrente. Pero tu ventaja es que vos estuviste mucho más activo que él en los últimos años. ¿Vos cuánto crees que eso te va a beneficiar de cara a esta pelea?
Bueno, antes que nada, a ver, yo vine preparado, realmente preparado para esta pelea. Y lo que él quiere hacer, yo tengo que contrarrestar eso simplemente. Él puede decir lo que quiera. Otra cosa es que se dé como dije recién.
Dude look like a
Well,
Grubhub driver.
he can say whatever he says, but in the end, I prepared really hard for this fight, and I'm gonna counter anything that he can throw my way. You can bet on that.
We'll
Francisco?
see. All that talk, he's so confident. He could have been as busy as he wanted, fight 20, 30 times, not lose. I don't care. He's never seen power like mine, and he's never been in the ring with someone like me. So be ready, because your ass is going down. Be ready.
Dice que, bueno, vos podés hacer lo que quieras, pero vos podés pelear con él 20, 30 veces, no importa, él te va a ganar todo el tiempo, que estés listo porque va a venir por vos.
Que diga lo que quiera, a mí realmente no me asusta, digamos. Yo enfrenté a varios boxeadores de primer nivel, hice sparring
Nadie
con
como
muy
yo,
buenos
nadie como
boxeadores.
yo.
Eso
No
lo
puedes
veremos.
comparar a nadie de los
Eso lo
peleadores que has
veremos.
peleado conmigo.
Vamos a ver
Has
qué
peleado
pasa.
puros tontos.
No
Nadie
sé.
como yo. Igual
Eso
igual
lo
que
quiero
eres
ver.
un tonto,
Lo quiero
has
ver.
peleado los
Vos
tontos.
podés decir lo que quiera. Vamos a verlo.
Translation. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, so Jose doesn't scare me. I've fought against top-notch fighters. He can say whatever he wants. I don't care. I'm going to do my own thing. And then Jose was like, hey, you better be ready because you don't have no idea what's coming to you.
We'll end it with this. Francisco, in the recent past, you won this WBA tournament, a tournament that no one thought you were going to win, but you went in there and won it. How does that parallel to you coming here to Phoenix and fighting in this man's backyard?
Bueno, Francisco, vos llegaste acá habiendo ganado un torneo de la AMB que muy pocos creían que ibas a ganar y ahora estás en este escenario en el que muy pocos creen que le vas a ganar a José. ¿Cómo se compara esa experiencia que tuviste en ese torneo con lo que se viene en esta pelea?
A ver, mi carrera siempre fue de visitante, digamos, y llegué acá porque simplemente quise hacerlo. A ver, que sea visitante a mí no me altera, y lo que crea la gente tampoco me altera. Yo vine a hacer mi trabajo y vine preparado para eso.
That's it. I'm picking the bald man.
Whatever is thrown my way, I deal with it, and I don't care if I'm the one that's not at home here, that that Jose is gonna be fighting in front of his fans. I'm ready for whatever comes my way, and just like I was at the underdog at the tournament, I'm comfortable with being the underdog here.
And Jose, we'll wrap it up with this. You're also making your debut at 154. There are a number of people in this sport that believe 154 is one of the best, if not the best, division in boxing. Do you believe Jose Benavidez Jr. can become one of the elite fighters at 154?
Well, just to answer is, to go back to it, that he won his little tournament. He fought a bum. Nothing but bums. He's a bum just like the bums he's been fighting. And I fought, I fought high-class fighters, And I mean, of course I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take this guy out, take this clown out, and you're gonna have another champion at 154, which is Jose Benavidez Jr. So I'll let you guys see Saturday night how I'm gonna make him look like my kid.
Again, first fight of the night, then we get to the main event. Kyrone Davis, David Benavidez. Kyrone, it takes a special fighter to take a fight on basically 2-week notice and go into someone's backyard to go fight. So what does David Benavidez not know about Kyrone Davis that he's going to find out about on Saturday night?
Well, I want to thank God, thank Al Heyman, thank Showtime for the opportunity. You know what I mean? It's really not that major. You know what I mean? I've been doing this my whole life. I'm boxing since I was 8 years old. So like stepping up 2 weeks, a guy tried to cheat, you feel me, and try to get on the stage and cheat. I think that's corny. I think that's disrespectful to the sport. As a duty, as a fighter, I step in. It's gonna be a world-class fight, and I'm excited. 2 weeks, it don't matter to me. We coming to fight, we coming to win.
David, you kind of mentioned this a little bit. What went through your mind when Jose Uzcátegui came up positive and they were like, whoa, well, maybe we'll have to postpone or whatever, and then you found out, okay, Kyrone Davis said, I'm going to take the challenge?
Well, much respect to Kyrone Davis, too, for accepting the fight 2-week notice. I feel like he was probably getting ready for something already, but either way, man, they came up with the replacement opponent pretty quick. So, we just went back into training camp. Sometimes you got to think that these things might happen. Somebody might get injured, somebody might get popped dead or something. So, I'm just happy that, the fight was still salvaged, the date was still salvaged. And, I've been training with multiple different sparring partners in the gym. So that's the thing you have to do, too. You have to learn to adapt to different styles. And this is no different. We're just going to adapt to his style and have a great fight on Saturday.
It's been 6 years since you last fought here at home. What has this experience been like to not only be back here in Phoenix, to fight here at the Footprint Center, and to be fighting on David Benavidez Day, November 13th, in the city?
It's amazing, man. I've had a lot of support from the people and from the fans. And the last time I fought here, I was on my brother's undercard. And this one, it was the U.S. Airways Center. So we're still on the right track. We're still doing what we got to do. And like I said, I'm just excited, man. I'm really ecstatic because my last 2 fights have been in the bubble. I think my last fight with live crowd was when I fought Anthony Durrell. So it's been almost 2 years ago, you know what I mean? So just to be there, just to see the ambience, to see the energy for the people, it's really going to be a great day, and it's going to be on David Benavidez Day, November 13th.
Kyrone, he mentioned Durrell. You look at your last fights, I mean, you're 3-1-1, and many thought you won that fight against Durrell, and they gave you a draw. But what did that outing do for you coming into this fight against David Benavidez?
I think it just shows you guys that I can fight on this world-class level. And what it does for me, it just puts me in situations where I can take fights like this. I'm looking to put on a show. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I look forward to fighting on David Benavidez today. You know, we're going to have a good time.
David has certainly made it no secret that he wanted his knockout streak to continue. He did say that he was going to take you out. Give me your response to that.
All good things must come to an end. You know, I think the run is cool. I think, but you gotta look at it in a certain kind of ways. You know, you can't just look at it like, oh, you on a streak. It depends who you fighting, who you getting in there with. My name is Shut It Down, not Lay Down. So it is what it is. He can say what he want to say. There's no disrespect. He's supposed to want to feel that way and put on a good time for his fans and all that. But I'm looking to do what I have to do, and that's win.
David, your response to that, and listen, I'm sure you want to put on a great performance for the home folk here, but just as you watched Canelo and Caleb Plant, I think the undisputed super middleweight champion will be watching this fight too, because there's been a lot of talk on, depending on how and the way David Benavidez looks, you could be the next person there.
Yeah, you know, I see guys like this all the time coming saying that my knockout streak is going to come to end, this and that. But, you know, once they feel the pressure, it's a whole different type of power. It's a whole different type of pressure in front of them. So, you know, it's going to be a good time. I want to see how he's going to react to my punching power, my speed, my combination. So, you know, I wish him the best luck in there. You know, he's going to need it. But it's going to be a great fight. I'm going in there. I'm going to just do what I keep doing best. You know, go in there, have fun, and it's going to be a violent fight.
Do you think your performance Saturday will dictate whether or not you get the Canelo fight next?
To be honest, bro, I'm not even worried about. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm thinking about Kyrone Davis. You know, it's going to be like I said, the first fight with fans and live attendance. So I'm excited just to go out there, give him a good show. I worked extremely hard for this fight. It was supposed to be a WBC and IBF title eliminator, but now it's not. So I mean, I trained for this fight like if it was a world title fight, and whoever they want to give me next coming after this fight, you know, I'm ready for it. You know,
Well,
I've been
that's some big
professional 8
news.
years. Next year's gonna be my 9th year professional, so I got almost a decade in the professional game. So I mean, I'm just looking to continue what I'm doing. I'm getting stronger, getting faster, and I'm getting more and more experience in the ring. So this is what I love to do.
As we wrap this up, give you a final word here. Kyrone Davis, what can you guarantee the people who tune in to Showtime Championship Boxing on Saturday night that they're going to get?
I can guarantee a great fight, and I can guarantee I'm going to win.
David, same to you.
I'm going in there. I'm gonna do what I'm always gonna try to do. I'm always gonna try to knock every opponent out. It's not just Kyrone Davis. It's Kyrone Davis and everybody after that. You know, this is just what I love to do. This is the style I love to fight. I'm a warrior, like they say here, guerrero, and I'm going in there and I'm gonna give the fans a war. And it's gonna be a great night of boxing. You know, November 13th with myself, my brother, and we're just looking forward to give the fans what they want to see.
Folks, that's what's going down November 13th. I know there's members of the media who got some questions. We're going to start. Norm Fraham from Ring Magazine.
Jose, David, I mean, it's been 6 years since you fought here, and your roles are kind of reversed now. You guys have sparred with each other, you're tight. Has there ever been a time in your lives where there's really been a sibling rivalry, where there's been jealousy or any of that?
No, yes, sir. I see it this way. David's my little brother, although he's bigger than me, you know, but he's always going to be my little brother. I'm always going to love him to death and look out for him. And never will be a rivalry, you know. We push each other to reach our toppest limits. We are the best. He's the best sparring partner I could get, and I know for sure I'm the best partner he could get. No, we just challenge ourselves to be the better we can be, but we don't believe in rivalry between us.
It started out, right, David, that Jose was your role model. Was your role model. That's who you wanted to be like. It's changed a little bit now, hasn't it?
No, he's still my role model. I still look up to him a lot. But it's funny he says there's no rivalry, but when we're in sparring, it's a way different story. He tries to kill me, and I try to kill him.
It's like a chess game with me.
But after that, you know, sometimes we go days without talking with each other because, you know, it gets that serious. But it's a lot of support going both ways. And I still look up to him. You know, I still look up to him. He's a lot of motivation. Even just seeing how he came back, you know, the doctor said he was never going to walk again, you know, and he just took so much energy and so much hard work to him to get back to even fight Crawford after he got shot. So, I mean, just everything he's been through, and I'm very proud of him.
How is your knee now, Jose?
My knee, it's good. You don't gotta worry about my knee because it's gonna be early night Saturday.
Trevor Booth from the Sporting News.
Hey, David. Okay. David, you talked a little bit about the Uzcátegui situation. Do you have any lingering frustrations, just given that it would have been a title elimination fight and you have to adjust now? And then what challenges do you see from Kyrone this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I can't really worry about that too much. I mean, I'm just gonna get mad all over again. I mean, I don't understand why it's not a WBC and IBF title eliminator no more. You know, I mean, I didn't do nothing wrong, you know, so I don't think that it should have been taken away. You know, it's been a very big opportunity for both of us, me and Kyrone. But like I said, Kyrone Davis, he's a live dog. He's going in there, and he knows what he's up against. I know what I'm up against, and I've had a tremendous training camp. And we're gonna go in there, we're gonna have a good time. You know, it's gonna be a fun fight. He's not scared of me, I'm not scared of him. So the fans are the ones that are gonna win on Saturday. And first, before you say anything else, I just want to wish all the veterans a happy Veterans Day too. You know, my uncle was an ex-veteran, and you know, I have so much love and support for all the veterans around the world. So every veteran that's here in Phoenix, Arizona, happy Veterans Day.
Cool. And then, Kyrone, I think it was 13 days' notice that you took to fight Martez McGregor a few months ago. What can you take from that experience, just taking a fight on short notice and bringing it in this time to fight David?
I'm always ready. So, you know, when they call me and they tell me I got to fight, my coach told me, and I'll be like, all right, let's do it. So, I mean, I guess it's some experience. Every time we go through something, it's an experience. So every time we go through something, we just take it and we apply it to the next thing that we're doing. But it's no big deal.
Mad respect, obviously, because Kyrone Davis has one of the best trainers in boxing in Stephen Edwards. So he's going to be ready. It should be one hell of a night. Let's see here. Jose Romero from the Arizona Republic.
Hey guys, what's happening? My question for both of you is, you guys are both parents now. A lot of people in this room have seen you guys come up, grow up, and you know, what have you learned just over the time that, you know, from the last time you fought here, from when you were young, training, doing everything, up until now as parents, as people, you know, with responsibilities, and where are you with all that?
You know, we learned a lot. You know, every day that goes by, you learn something new. You know, and just being a parent, it's something you know, you don't really know what true love is until you hold your baby in your hands. You know, the day I held my daughter in my hands, that's when I knew what true love was, and I just love my kids, and they motivate me to be the best I can be, to give them a better life. You know, just seeing them smile, seeing them, you know, enjoy life, have fun, seeing them in the ring, put the gloves on. And then seeing my little nephew too. Yesterday he was my brother was doing the mitts and he was making a little noise trying to throw his hands, you know. So it's just a feeling of enjoyment, excitement that, you know, words can't explain. You know, it's better than money.
Yeah, no, I agree too. I feel like being a father now, it just brings a whole different type of motivation. You know, sometimes boxing alone is hard, so you know you got to find that motivation from other places, and I don't feel like I need to find it anymore. I feel like I already got that extra motivation, having a son and having a family. It just keeps me going. It helps me go the extra mile, those extra rounds, and just being a better person overall.
Just one more, Jose, this one's for you. You talked about briefly that the last 3 years or so you've been enjoying holidays, spending time with family. What else were you doing in that time? What got you? Where did the hunger come from to get back into it again?
You know, I was still going to the gym here and there, you know, but I was mainly focusing on my family because, you know, me and my brother, we've been fighting since we were 6 years old. My brother's 3 years old, and we never really had the time to enjoy, you know, the outside world, go, you know, take little trips, traveling, enjoy Thanksgiving. You know, most of the time we had a fight. We were in camp, couldn't eat that, couldn't enjoy Christmas, you know. So all those little things, you know, they have a huge meaning, you know, when you're able to enjoy them with your family, your kids, see your kids open up gifts. And not only that, seeing my baby girl walk and say her first words for the first time, it's amazing, something I can never take back. You know, I can never get back. If I was in camp, what if I would have missed her walk and do something? I can't take that back. So I'm glad I took the time out, and now I see them that they love boxing. It's just something, and I've always loved boxing. I've always loved boxing since I was young, and now seeing my daughters put the gloves on just makes me love it even more. So, you know, it's a feeling I can't explain, and it's just really motivating me. You know, having my brother alongside me, his family, you know, my dad, his family, my family in general. You know, we have a great team. All the guys around us at the gym, you know, they work. They don't have to do what they have to do. You know, they could go work different jobs, but they love being around us. You know, they love being at that intense. You know, because camps are intense. You know. it's like the dog cage. Everyone's trying to bite each other when you're in camp. But I mean, I have a great team, and I wouldn't wish for anything different. You know, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm motivated, and I'm ready for Saturday night.
Richard Sines, Fox 10 Phoenix. This is for both the Benavidez brothers. Can you just put the emotions of this week together? I mean, I remember watching you guys as kids work out at Central Boxing Gym, and then to see you guys have a mural now on that wall and see it all come full circle. I remember you guys getting up at 5 in the morning to work out before going to school, and now here you guys are as the headliners in your hometown.
You know, it just means the world to both of us. Also my father as well. We started out in our boxing in our garage. That's when our first boxing gym was at. And then I spent the most part of my childhood in a Central Boxing Gym. And I remember the first one that got painted outside the gym was my brother. And I was like, you know, that's motivation for me. I can't wait till I get my picture painted. And, you know, everything I've been through, everything I've accomplished already, it just makes me, you know, very grateful and motivated that the people in Phoenix, Arizona have my back like that. And they're really proud to have us to call us, you know, a son of Phoenix. You know what I mean? So it's really motivating, man. It's been a long time coming. 21 years boxing, you know, but I still feel like I could go for another 20 more years. So this is something I definitely love, and I cherish it every day, and I'm very blessed to be in the position I'm in today.
How about you, Jose? Having to, you know, start the night, set the tone, you know, the first fight before your brother.
I mean, I can't really change much of what my brother said. You know, we've had a long road, you know. I just want to thank everyone that's been out here supporting us, you know, everyone that's ready to see us come back and fight at home. You know, it's been 6 years. But I mean, it's just, I love Arizona. This is my home. You know, we've worked our ass off since we were kids. You know, Central Boxing Gym, you know, gave us, you know, that next level. You know, I remember we used to go there, and I said this in a previous interview. Every day when we would finish training, when we were younger, me and Dave would go to Jack in the Box, get some tacos. Eat those tacos, we'd come back, because we were supposed to get salads, and my dad's all, where's the salad at? Oh, we ate it already. We just want like tacos. We'd get in trouble for that, but I mean, it's just, we've gone so far, and then in life, you know, you reach one of your goals, and there's always more goals and more goals. So, you know, I'm just trying to learn new things every day, you know, be the best I can be every day. So I'm ready. My brother's ready. I'm ready. We're ready to eat.
Final question, David, when you were here at the Bad Bunny concert, did you ever think, man, I can't wait till I'm the one on stage in the middle of the ring with all the fans looking at me instead of Bad Bunny?
Yeah, it's super funny. I was just talking to my girlfriend yesterday about that. I remember when I came here and I said, you know, I can't wait till I fight here. And like the year and a half, 2 years later, here we are fighting, and there's been a lot of tickets bought already. So it's gonna be a packed house, you know. So I'm excited just to go out there and give the fans a great show, because I know what type of fighter I am, and I know what type of excitement I bring, and I'm very prepared. You know, I worked extremely hard for this camp. You know, sparring 14, 15 rounds, in sparring 7-8 miles daily, running. You know, I didn't leave no stone unturned. You know, I did everything in this camp, and I'm not just excited for this fight, but I'm excited for all the other big fights after this. You know, it's definitely, you know, it's been a long time coming. I've worked extremely hard, but you know, I feel like I'm very happy to bring a lot of fights to Phoenix, Arizona. You know, because everything is gonna go good after this fight. So, you know, we're looking to bring more big fights to Phoenix, Arizona as the years come by.
Ticketmaster.com is where you get your tickets for Saturday night. Promoted by Sampson's Boxing, TGB Promotions, and of course brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It all goes down here, home of the Phoenix Suns, the Footprint Center, Showtime Championship Boxing, Saturday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That is 6 o'clock Pacific, 7 local. The broadcast will begin with the rebroadcast of Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant, and then it is live here with a homecoming showcase of the Benavidez brothers. David Benavidez taking on Kyrone Davis, and then you've got the return of Jose Benavídez Jr. as he takes on Francisco Torres on Showtime Championship Boxing. Guys, let's face off.
Se van a poner cara a cara, por favor. Así que, por favor, párense.